So, William, what kept you out of overtime the other night?
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like I couldn't go and perform to my best at that moment in the game. So, yeah, it was tough to feel like that, but it's all good.
Yeah, how are you feeling now? Is there any carryover?
No, I'm fine.
How have you just felt in general coming off of the Four Nations these last few games?
Yeah, I honestly felt pretty good, to be honest. I was lucky enough to get some days break there in between our win against USA, and so that was nice.
What is a day off in New York City like?
Yeah, so shopping, sushi, little what's it called, sauna and cold tubs, and more sushi actually for dinner. It was crazy.
How good is the sushi here?
We have one spot that we love to go to, so it's just where we go. Yeah.
Did you get anything good on the shopping front?
Yeah, just some clothes and stuff, so it was fun, yeah.
How much do you appreciate a day like that, just with how compact the schedule's been, especially yours with the Four Nations?
Yeah, obviously it was so nice to get 2 days there. We also didn't have to practice that one day, so yeah, it was nice to get those days. And obviously yesterday just walk around the city and enjoy New York. It was nice.
Pontus can't stop scoring. What are you noticing about him right now?
Yeah, he's going to the net, scoring goals right there. So that's where we got to be if you want to score, and he's doing a great job.
What gives you confidence the group can weather the storm with Chris Tanev out, just considering the role he plays?
Yeah, obviously he has a huge role on our team, and that was tough to see him leave their last game. Hopefully, it's nothing too crazy. I don't really know what the status is, but yeah, hopefully back soon.
Mika said you really enjoyed getting to know you on a personal level at the Four Nations. What did you learn maybe about Zibanejad that you didn't know before?
Yeah, I mean, just more about him as a person, just a great guy. I mean, a lot of fun playing with him, and his DJing stuff on the side, so that was fun.
What did you find out about that, the DJ?
No, I knew about it, that he did it, but it was just fun to talk to him about it and get his view on it all, and it was pretty cool.
What stands out about him as a player, just that you maybe picked up playing on a line with him that you don't see just watching him on TV?
Yeah, just the way he thinks the game. I mean, he's very... thinks a lot about the way other teams play and trying to break them down in that way. So that was kind of one thing that I learned that he was really good at, that you probably don't see on the ice. So.
Has he played you any of his mixes or anything? Like, have you heard any of his stuff?
I've heard some of his stuff. Yes, I have.
And what do you think?
No, great. He even showed me a video where he was performing at like a festival in Sweden. So it's pretty cool.
A lot. It's been a while. It's been like a month. So playing against an old team in a fun arena that it's always buzzing. It's gonna be fun.
What sort of emotions and feelings do you have when you walk into this place?
Because he was working.
Is there a game that you remember? I mean, you played a bunch of it. What does this place mean to you?
I don't know if there's a lot of emotion. I think I had a fun year and a couple months here. Made some really good friends. A couple are here, a couple are gone now, but it was a fun year.
Does the fight feel different in a building like this?
Yeah, there's always a good buzz here when there's fights here. The crowd seems to really like that. They get up and you can feel the energy when there's a fight here. So that was always a fun part.
What do you remember most about that first fight against Rempe you had?
Just how tall he was. Yeah, I think you hear about how tall somebody is, and then when you get up in front of him, he looks a little taller than I was imagining, but nothing that I've never fought before.
What have you done to keep your mind right and your conditioning up? Long break between.
Yeah, I mean just
games.
Just working after practice, doing a little extra with the skills coaches. Making sure I'm hanging out with the boys as much as I can, just kind of keeping my mind fresh and not getting too distracted with the situation.
What was it like for you to see the way that Canada-USA game started in Montreal?
Yeah, I wish I had better hands so I could get involved in that, but it was fun. It was fun to watch. I think that whole tournament was really good for the game. You had a lot of people who didn't watch hockey talking about it, and I think we gained a pretty good fan base from that. So it was a good job by all those guys.
How much did it surprise you? Like, all of us were kind of like, we didn't see it coming.
I think I said before the tournament, it was either going to be one of the most intense hockey you'd ever seen, or it was going to be like a very floating all-star game where nobody wanted to get hurt. And it was more intense than I thought the intensity was going to be. So yeah, it was fun.
What does it say about the Four Nations guys on your team that were there, Matthews, Marner, and Nylander? They have to come right back in, jump right back in.
Yeah, well, they're the best in the world, and that's what they do. They go play that type of hockey, and they come back with their squad, and they've been playing great since they've been back, and obviously leading the charge. So. Yeah, fun to watch.
What do you think of the Kachuk brothers' role as ambassadors of the game and helping grow it?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're good for the game. Just the way they play, the style they play. High intensity, in your face, good skill, physical. I think they're just very well-rounded players that, from a fan who, or maybe not even a fan, just somebody who starts watching, I think they can grab onto those guys.
How hard is it going to be to fill the void with Tanev out for a little bit here? He doesn't block.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a big part of that D-core, blocks a lot of shots, really good on the kill, very steady in the breakouts. It's hard to replace a guy like that, but I think teams lose guys like that for periods of time, and some guys just got to step up and fill the void.
How'd you spend your break?
Mexico, working on my tan, always.
How'd you spend a day off in the Big Apple?
Oh, walked around, went to a spa. That's about it. Yeah, not a big shopper, to be honest. Yeah.
And how you've been feeling? Obviously, it's been a pretty crazy schedule for you. Like, how have you felt coming off the Four Nations?
Yeah, I feel fine. I mean, it's good. 3 games, 3 wins, and it's important getting looks. Obviously, a couple posts. It can be frustrating at times, but we're playing well. We can obviously do some things better. But I mean, I think coming off a break like that, winning those 3 games, obviously a big comeback win the other night. That's huge. So we just want to keep that momentum going.
Emotionally, what's the adjustment like? Like the stakes were so high at Four Nations to just go to regular season hockey.
Yeah, I think. It can be a challenge, but I mean, you got to get in the right mindset and understand. We're at a point in the season where we're playing teams like we are tonight that, are fighting for their lives and trying to, get in a playoff spot or stay in a playoff spot, and they're going to be desperate. So, it's a quick turnaround, but you got to flip the page and just continue to push along here these last couple months.
You mentioned the posts. Is this one of the more snake-bitten stretches you've kind of been through? Like, how are you managing that?
I've definitely had some similar, but I mean, it's fine. Like we're winning games, we're getting the opportunities, and that's all you can ask for. One's going to go in, and everything will just kind of settle down.
What's the about JT Miller and that brief time being his teammate that you didn't know before?
I was fortunate to play with him at the World Cup. It was a long time ago, but one of the more popular guys on the team, definitely. I mean, he's a competitor. He's a guy that you love to have on your team, and I really enjoyed spending time with him and playing with him. I think he's an extremely high IQ, smart player. Like I said, a guy that you love to have on your team, especially come playoff time.
I know this is a while back, but the Rangers recently added Will Borgen, and you played with him at World Juniors. Just what do you remember about his game, and what does he bring to a team?
Just really steady. It's hard to find a good, solid right-hand D-man. I think that's kind of, what everybody dreams of to add to their team. And, he's just really steady in all areas of his game, and, just solid all around.
Speaking of right shot D-man, that Tanev goes down. How would you describe his importance to the team and how difficult it is to kind of fill a void when he's out?
Yeah, he's a tough customer. I think every game he blocks a shot, and you think that can't possibly feel good. Something's got to be broken or whatever, but he just competes, and unfortunately, the other night he's at a point where he can't play right now. But he's such a big part of this team. On the back end, the role that he plays and the minutes that he eats up against other teams' top players and top lines. So, we've dealt with injuries throughout the year. It's just an opportunity for other guys to step up and fill that void, and with more opportunity. And we're gonna all have to be better around it.
What do you like about playing in this building?
I think just the history. Obviously, it's special atmosphere, special building. It's always a fun game. New York's a great city, so it's definitely one of my favorite places to play.
What do you remember about the night Reaves and Rempe fought?
Hockey night and hockey night in Canada, Saturday night in Toronto. I mean, it was obviously a lot of anticipation leading up to it. So
You've been able to get a few past your Sturkin over the years. Like, what stands out about the challenge, though, against a goalie like him?
I mean, a guy like him, he's just never out of it. You know, you think you might have him, but he's so athletic. He might not be the biggest guy, but he's got great angles. He's, like I said, extremely athletic and anticipates the play and the pucks very well. So it's always a challenge. You know, I feel like we've kind of gone back and forth throughout the years, but you know, he's definitely one of the top goalies in the game, in my opinion.
Okay. As you're looking to rejig the defense, why did you kind of settle on Myers-McCabe as a pair there?
Just I didn't want to split up the other two pairs. You know, they've been playing together here for a bit, so I just put Myers in there and you know, just keep the other pairs together.
What made tonight the right time to bring Reaves back into the lineup?
Well, I think Rempe over there, obviously, he's an effective player in my opinion. He's physical. He's, you know, he's a hard guy to handle. So I just wanted to get Revo in there.
Did you watch their fight from last season?
I did see it a while ago. I haven't watched it in a while. Maybe this afternoon I'll pull it up.
Yeah. What do you remember about that? the hype around that, the action itself. What do you remember about that?
Well, I mean, yeah, a kid coming up like that in the league and what he's done and what he's trying to accomplish and trying to make a name for himself. You know, he's like I said, he's an effective guy that way. And I think, you know, when you're going against a guy like Reaves and Toronto Maple Leafs, there's going to be some hype for sure on it, you know. I don't expect much hype tonight or anything, you know, just go play. And if something happens, it happens, you know. But, you know, Revo in the lineup maybe deters him from being as physical as he has been, or their whole team for that fact. And that's the reason I went with him tonight.
What's your sense of Auston's energy levels, where he's at? He had a couple days here. Like, where is he at?
I didn't find his energy was that down or anything like that. He played a lot of minutes last game, but I thought before that, you know, I was trying to keep him and Mitch a little lower, coming off the Four Nations. He's playing a pretty good game, in my opinion. Like, is it going in the net? No. But the chances are there. I think, you know, you got to focus on the positives. Yeah, could he get to the net maybe and score some dirty goals? That's an option for sure and an idea. When things aren't going in the net, sometimes you got to get a greasy goal here and there. But it's not from a lack of chances. But he hit 2 posts last game again. So he's getting looks. I'm more focused on playing a good, solid 200-foot game. That's my message to him, and he needs to just continue to do that. He's in all critical situations out there. He's going against the best players in the other team night in and night out. So he's got to do the right things, you know. And yes, do we need him to score? We do, and I think the scoring will come.
Do you see any after effects for William from based on whatever the heck kept him out of overtime, or is it business as usual?
No, business as usual. He feels good. You know, so he something happened in the game, and you know, he didn't feel he could go out there in overtime. So that's all that was. But he's 100% today.
Stollart's tonight. Do you anticipate just going back and forth with these guys from here and in, or are you looking for one to really steal it?
That's a good question. But you know, I think going into the playoffs, it's normally one guy that's going to take control of it and go and see where he's at. And sometimes you got to make switches, which I've done in the past. I mean, I remember I started Husso against Minnesota in the playoffs. I thought that he was the better goalie down the stretch, and he played the first 2 games, and then Binnington came in. We won the series, and Binnington played until he got hurt against Colorado and played extremely well, got hurt, so Husso had to go in. So there's always things you're going to have to change, but I think, you know, going into the playoffs, you want one guy being ready to take it.
No Anthony tonight?
Wool's a little under the weather. Yeah, so Stolarz will be in.
Trade deadline 1 week from today. How often are you talking to Brad about what you think the roster needs? And
well, I think we're daily communicating about that, you know, roster and this and that, players and all that types of things, what we could use and what would help us. And so that's a daily conversation with him, pretty much.
Are you the type to follow what's going on around the league in terms of rumors, trade rumors, that kind of thing? Yeah.
A little bit when it comes up sometimes on my phone. If I'm looking at it, I don't go looking for it, that's for sure. But sometimes some stuff pops up on my phone and I'll read it. But I'm aware of most of the things that are going around. Yeah.
It might have popped up on your phone that Braden Shen hit 1,000
Yeah,
games.
I congratulate him today. You know, I love that player. I love the guy. You know, he's a superhuman being. And, you know, 1,000 games, a lot of games in the league. He's a dedicated player. I always say that guys that can play that long are dedicated to the game. They do all the right things throughout the summer, game in and game out, preparing, and he's a very prepared player, you know, and looks after his body and looks after himself and loves the game. He's a hockey nerd. He just loves the game, and so it was great to see him get 1,000 games, and I'm very happy for him.